Welcome to our walkthrough of Kore.ai's Bot Builder, which covers what bots are and what steps are involved in building your own. This video includes what a bot is, what tasks it can perform, specifics of a dialog task, and identifying capabilities of your bot. You will also learn what sections of the Bot Builder help you define basics of building out a user experience, how you can deploy, publish, and analyze your bot, and what the difference is between a multi-system and a single-system bot.
Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will explore the bot builder and understand the various aspects of the bot builder, and we'll also get familiar with the UI and the practical steps that you need to do before you build your first bot. So before delving into the bot builder, let's understand what a bot is and what it's not. A bot, by definition and by the way we build it here, is just an empty construct. It's the shell of an idea or a thought, right? The capability of the bot itself is defined by the task that you built within the bot. So let's see what kind of task can you build in a bot. On one level, you have alerts. So an alert is a notification, is a message that's generated by the bot. So you can build a task, we call them alert tasks, for the bot to wake up, look out for for useful information on your behalf, and then present it as a notification to you. So these are bot initiated activities. So the execution of the task is initiated by the bot. Then there are actions. Actions are initiated by the user. So the user says, hey, I want to do something. I want to order pizza. I want to create a sales order, or I want to create a project. So the user initiates an action and the bot understands part of the intent of the user's conversation or the utterance and does some action on your behalf by talking to API, by orchestrating a workflow or kicking off some process. So actions are initiated by the user. The third kind of task are informational tasks. An information task is pulling useful information for the user, but here the difference is that the user initiates that, right? So the user can say, okay, show me my bank account, or show me my bank balance, or pull me a report, or give me the details or something. So the user is initiating this, and the bot is very likely hitting some kind of API and getting that data for the user and presenting it in a nicely formatted manner. And the fourth kind of task here is knowledge task, and you can think of them as FAQs. So these are generic question answer kind of scenarios. So the user can ask things like, when does the bank open, or what's the 1-800 number to call so that I can order pizza, or generic information. And this kind of information is not specific to the user. Irrespective of who's asking that question, you're very likely to see the same answer. And the final step kind of task is a dialog task. So all the four tasks that we saw previously are atomic in nature. It's a single transaction. You ask for something, you get it. But a dialog task is a much richer experience where the bot actually walks you through different kinds of conversation or different scenarios. In this, so with a dialog task, the bot takes control and asks you questions and can conditionally branch out into different conversations or different parts of the conversation. Think of this as a flowchart, and think of this as a way of combining all the other basic tasks into a much richer experience. And this is reflected in the way we organize the UI in the bot builder. When you create a new task within a bot, you can decide what kind of task you're building and then build the capability based on that. Now, philosophically speaking too, when you want to build a bot, we kind of influence your thinking by asking you to think about the capability of the bot. So the first thing you want to think about is not the experience, not about how the users or people talk or on how people talk to the bot. You're thinking about what is the capability of the bot. What can this bot do? What are the features that it supports? What does it need to do so that it solves some problem, right? So you think about all those aspects and decide on what are the tasks that a bot needs to have. Once you do that, and once you build out the bot with those tasks, then you think about the actual experience. right? So you go to this NLP tab, natural language tab, and then train the bot to understand conversation, understand the user's intent, extract meaning from user's intent, and match it up to tasks so that and the bot can do the activity on the user's behalf. So at this point, once you've trained it, the bot can do things and it can also understand conversation. The next thing after you would do after that is identify channels and decide how do you want your users to access this bot. What are the channels and what are the external endpoints from which the users can talk to the bot and execute their tasks. You have a bunch of other settings that you can do to configure those, fine-tune those configurations. And as the next step, you will publish the bot. So at this point, you have built a bot. You know where it, you know that it's trained to be a conversational bot, and you know what channels it's going to live in. Then you control the life cycle of the bot by publishing it to different, by publishing it. So you can still decide what are the tasks that needs to be exposed. Maybe some of the tasks are still in development or in testing, so you can gatekeep the process of actually publishing it to your users. And finally, you can, once it's published and your users are using it, you can analyze the history of the conversations. You can see what are the kind of things that your users are talking to the bot with. What are the things that people are asking that you did not anticipate in the first place? So maybe you need to build additional tasks, or people are asking it in a very different manner than you expected users to behave. So you can look at all this history of conversation, you can see the logs, you can find out what's successful, what did not work as expected, and use that information to either build new tasks or to train the bot so that it can further understand the conversation. One of the other things I want to highlight here is you can build, when you think about a bot, you can think about it in two different dimensions. You can think of building a bot for a specific system. So you can have a bot for GitHub, or you can have a bot for Salesforce. So you can think about the system and build a bot for that system. Or you can think about the overarching capability of the bot. So you may have a bot for travel planning. So in that example, you're not talking to just one system, you're talking to a airlines API, to a hotel API, to taxis, whatever is needed to plan that travel, right? So the platform itself is unopinionated on what kind of systems you talk to or what kind of features you build in. All you need to do is think about the capabilities that you want to expose and how you want to organize it. So that's the whole construct of a bot and how you think about building a bot.